Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. A week after President William Ruto spent time in Western Kenya talking about isolating Mount Kenya region, Rigathi Gachagua is making more moves, and today he's made a politically significant visit to Martha Karua's home residence in Kirinyaga. And I want us to look at the prospects of Karua-Rigathi working together. What could be the game plan? So kindly watch to the end. We're heading to 100,000 subscribers, and we're shy of that target by only 700 subscribers. So kindly subscribe. We want to cross over to 100 subscribers, but I'm leaving that space to put that thing. Ikikuja tutaweka hapa. So by next few weeks it will be here. Now, I want first to acknowledge and say thank you for what we did in supporting the family of Charles here. Hi guys, I'm here now. The Bold Foundation, we are back. I promised that we were going to hand over a check of 100,000. This is just a dummy. So we are handing over 100,000 to the family of Charles. Now standing with me here is Jack. Jack ndiye alikuwa anaongea kwa ile video. Then you have Maureen. Maureen is the wife. So Jack, Maureen, Jack uta acknowledge just tumepata pesa. Say something to school.
Yes. So my name is Jack Otieno Nyango. I'm the son of the. Nimeshukuru sana. Nimepata 100K. And may God bless you, the Lord. May God bless you 100 times. Nimeshukuru sana. Mungu abariki kabisa. Asante.
Now guys, on behalf of the Bold family, let me take the final opportunity to say poleni sana. Poleni sana. May God stand with you. The Lord does not knock, and it comes. Na watoto ni wangapi? 3. Wengine wa huyu ndiye mkubwa. Okay. Tell us something about it. Sambia jina.
Okay, naitwa Maureen. I'm the first wife of Charles. I'm married to Charles. I have 3 boys, Jack, Sean and Ray. Nashukuru sana vile mmenifanyia, nimepata vile naweza lipa bill, na washukuru sana na Mungu asaidie.
So guys, so thank you. From here they'll proceed to make sure that they give Charles a final send-off. We've supported Charles twice, the bill and the burial. On behalf of myself, the Bold team and my family, I want to say thank you and may God bless you. And may God bless you and may God meet you when you're also in your hour of need. As you invest in others, may also God invest in you. Kwa kile kitu unafanya pia utapoint, unaambia Mungu, God help me because I also helped this. Now, that I want us to watch the video of Rigathi Gachagua visiting Martha Karua in their Kirinyaga residence.
Madam President akore hadu aroneka na thuriera me tunya shono magume very good.
Tupeane nafasi hapa kwa sababu ya media. Please songa hivi sababu ya media.
Twale mutongoria wa bururi wa rurire oke na kiachere kwa mutongoria wa bururi wa rurire na thiini wa Ugikuyu muthuria ngicerera mutongoria na mutumia wa muthemba wothe amurehagira mwate na mwate uyu urehagwo nigetha guku kugia na kirathimo. Koguo ni tugukuria mujiro neane mwate ucio. This is something. Mwate uyu ucio wa ngala itu ya rurire na bururi nigetha mahiu baria me mucio mathereme.
Nindawamukira na ngoro imwe na ndahoya o kirathimo kiu na wiguane witu.
na mwati urehagwo na ndurume
ayo ndurume no arehe kwi ngatha itu ya ruriri nigetha ihote gutheremithia mahiu maria me muciĩ uyu umiamukire na
ndamiamukira na ngoro imwe na twahoya mahiu macio mathereme
wega muno na nĩ twarwo rũru igerio harĩa nyũmba-inĩ twarwo rũru rĩgĩcokio na gũkũ
iratwarwo na gũkũ
haha nĩ ũndũ wa gũtuma ndũgũ gatagatĩ wa atongoria aya erĩ na nĩgetha
awareness on smartphone is good, A1. But the real transformation, the final transformation of getting a good country with good leaders will be on the ballot. So I want to ask the agencies to register, to take IDs, register as voters, and come out and vote. And if they do, they'll have completed the journey for us. It is their patriotic duty to do so, to make sure they have IDs and they have registered as voters. So good people, I want to say that I'm very happy. And we have had a good conversation with the Honorable Mother Wangari Karua, and we have agreed going forward we are going to work together with other Kenyans. And I want to assure you there are many Kenyans who are looking for leadership. We'll work together with other like-minded Kenyans, patriots, people who really care for this country. And I want to say that ourselves and many leaders are prepared. That we are not scared and we cannot be intimidated. Because if we buy fear, this country will be in a very big quagmire. So I want to encourage the leaders who have accompanied me here, these great women. This young girl, Gacheri, I'm very proud of her. Very proud of her. This girl is a great leader, and she's fearless, she's articulate, and she's using the brains God gave her well for the benefit of the country. Thank you, Gacheri. The Honorable Senator Mulango, this is another great man from Kirinyaga, and we are very proud of him for the leadership that they have.
Some quick observations we can make there. Number one, the Rigathi delegation went there with some goats. I don't know if they are goats or sheep, and they gave them to the family. This act is the same as what Uhuru Kenyatta did, what William Ruto did when he visited Uhuru Kenyatta in Ichaweri. So that was the meeting in Ichaweri. Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto also took some goats. The same thing today, Rigathi Gachagua took some goats to Mother Karua. That is an act of forgiveness or an act of reconciliation. Remember, in the run-up to 2022 general election, there were strong opponents. Karua was Raila's running mate, was a deputy president. Rigathi Gachagua was also a deputy, was also a running mate to William Ruto. So the two running mates, they came together, and from them, if you use an isolation strategy, then only one can be a candidate in 2027. That is Martha Karua. But of course, after and Karua never supported Rigathi impeachment, the process that on that Rigathi impeachment. So that act of coming together, it's very critical. And I want to say this. This meeting in Kirinyaga is coming at a time when Rigathi Gachagua have been receiving delegation in Wamunyoro. So this meeting could still be done in Wamunyoro. I want to believe that. Even Martha Karua will still make the trip to Wamunyoro, just across the road, the other side of Nyeri. Una connect Nyeri, Sagana, ukienda Kirinyaga. But they chose that it is Rigathi Gachagua that went to Kirinyaga. So you can see the way who was really looking for the other. Rigathi Gachagua was looking for Martha Karua. Now, in politics, you must always have diversity. You know, you must always be unpredictable. And after meeting, you say that he was meeting MCAs, he was meeting some elected members, now he's gone to meet Martha Karua. And in fact, I can tell you that Rigathi is really trying his level best. Even without the state machinery, he's really tried to put his best foot forward. The women leaders formed majority of the delegation that went to meet Martha Karua. So they brought the shondo and some cereals to Martha Karua. It was an act of embracing Martha Karua. You need to look into that, and so some gender card could also be under the wraps. This meeting between Karua and Rigathi is coming at a time William Ruto is keenly isolating Mount Kenya, and I saw Mwangi Kiunjuri raising some question about that.
Okay. Lakini nataka kusema hivi, mimi niko ndani ya serikali, na serikali ya William Samoei Ruto mimi naiunga mkono, na wale wengine wananisikiza tutaiunga mkono, na wale wengine wako ndani ya Kenya wasifikirie kwa sababu Mount Kenya watu hawajafurahi ati watu Mount Kenya region wako na shida na president ama na serikali ati wataingilia katikati. Iwe tena tumerudia ile siasa ya 41 against 1. Ati tunataka kugawa nchi ya Kenya tuweke Mkikuyu kando na Mumeru. Nataka kusema sisi wote tuko ndani ya serikali. Wale viongozi ambao wameanza kueneza ukabila kwa sababu ati kuna shida Mount Kenya region lazima wakome. Tunataka kuelezea viongozi wengine watuheshimu, na hii heshima lazima itapatikana. Kama uko Western Kenya, kama uko Mombasa, kama uko Nyanza, isiwe ati ukiamuka sasa kwa sababu kuna shida Mount Kenya region unaweka Wakikuyu wote kwa debe moja, unaweka watu ya mlima kwa debe moja. Hiyo lazima tuwaelezee kinaganaga. Sisi hatutakubali kutengwa, kwa sababu kama kuna Mkikuyu amekosea wengine, pigana na huyo Mkikuyu peke yake. Kama kuna Wakikuyu 10, Wakikuyu ni milioni mingi, sio 1,000, sio 2,000, na kwa hivyo tuheshimike. Nataka kuambia makabila wengine vile tunawaheshimu mtuheshimu. Mimi naishi na makabila wote ndani ya Laikipia. Hakuna kabila yeyote ambaye haiko ndani ya Laikipia. Na kwa hivyo mimi siwezi eneza maneno ya ukabila, kwa sababu mimi nachaguliwa na makabila zote. Na kwa hivyo mtu akiongea ajue mimi ni Mkikuyu, na ni Mkikuyu anachaguliwa na makabila wote. Kwa hivyo watofautishe Wakikuyu na Mkikuyu. Lazima hiyo tuelezewane. Sawa sawa. Ya mwisho yangu.
That is Mwangi Kiunjuri. And he said there are some people that are in government, that there are some people that are pushing them out of government. Now this meeting has a positive effect on Rigathi Gachagua. So why am I seeing it as a boost? Before we look at the game plan, why am I seeing it as a boost on Rigathi Gachagua? Number one, for better part of the week, Rigathi Gachagua has been meeting delegations, different delegations in Wamunyoro. And one of his critics, one of the questions that analysts raised is the profile of his visitors. He was meeting MCAs, some former members of parliament, some former principal secretaries, and of course that delegation used to go there by some MPs. But now, probably making a meeting with Martha Karua raises the profile of Wamunyoro engagements and the profile of his political activities. Remember now, after getting Martha Karua, it is evident that you can really get Uhuru Kenyatta. It is evident now. It's shaking that it's now becoming a reality, and people start thinking, okay, if Rigathi is now working with Martha Karua, and sometimes it's for the optics. It's not for something not something serious to be discussed that have been discussed, but for the optics, That is what perception in power, that is how perception in politics works. The second issue is a consolidation scheme can be seen. The perception or the feeling that Rigathi Gachagua is now consolidating the mountain is becoming a reality. That indeed he is trying to consolidate the region around an ideology or around someone. You also need to remember that Rigathi is facing an impeachment case. So the probability of him going to vie in the next general election is not likely. The likelihood of him being in the ballot is not really guaranteed. So the consolidation scheme is there. And there is also the issue of Mount Kenya parties. Rigathi could still be making another a scheme on Mount Kenya parties. Now, what exactly is the game plan? I would really want us to delve there. I want us to explain what is there. And one pointer, let me start by saying, one of the game plan I'm seeing here is this. Mount Kenya is rooting for one person who can be their presidential candidate. And I want to say this. That presidential candidate might not necessarily win against Ruto in 2027. But that presidential candidate must form part of Ruto succession. He will be in the equation. I want to give you something very critical here. That flag bearer of if Mount Kenya is going to have someone in the presidential ticket, they need a flag bearer. And one of the signals that is here, remember Rigathi Gachagua might not vie, and people have been asking, so anatupeleka wapi? Remember when Musalia Mudavadi was in Western, Stella was asking Western leaders, why are you coalescing around Rigathi? Mnaenda na yeye wapi? So Rigathi is trying to answer that question, that probably I can endorse Martha Karua as the region's flag bearer. It's possible. Maybe he's looked around, realized if I cannot be allowed to be in the ballot, I can endorse Martha Karua. Now, question. Where does Mount Kenya endorsing Martha Karua put the coalition context? Now, let me ask. With Martha Karua, is it possible to have Matian'gi announced? Let's get the soundbite of this guy from Kirinyaga.
Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto, jana niliona ukituchekelea unasema kuwa sisi tumeanza kutetemeka kwa sababu utatushinda kura. I say, boss, vitu kwa ground ni mbaya. Boss, Mr. President, let me tell you and give you simple advice. If you continue abducting our children, if you continue having unfair distribution of national resources to individuals and people, and you leave some of us out of it, we will not vote for you. Your Excellency, when you see a woman who is telling you that SHA and SHIF and SHA are not working, then you abduct her, you arrest her because you want to discipline her. It means you've lost legitimacy. Your Excellency, where we come from, the Kisii community believes in excellence. The Kisii community has produced the best lawyers like Okongo Mogeni, the best judges like Judge Maraga. We have produced our good professors and doctors, and we expect excellence from you. We don't expect mediocrity. And that is why, Your Excellency, I want to tell you, we as a community, even when we are not tribal, where we believe in the country called Kenya, a country that believes in fairness, equity, and democracy, we now have a candidate, and his name is Fred Matiang'i.
Matiang'i announced he's vying for presidency. His allies, the Gusii land, is saying they're vouching for Matiang'i. If Mount Kenya endorses Karua, and Uhuru Kenyatta also have a soft spot for Matiang'i and Kalonzo, do you see the prospects of Kalonzo, of Matiang'i Karua ticket? Do you see the prospects? Matiang'i Karua ticket. And with that, there is also the question of Karua, Kalonzo, Matiang'i. It's very interesting. To be very interesting. I wish the dynamics changes. I wish I would see a Matiang'i Karua. Not Matiang'i Kalonzo, not even Kalonzo. Matiang'i Karua would be interesting. Both are brutal. Both are lethal. Both are people who want the work to be done. It would be interesting to see how that plays. However, I know the echoes of Uhuru Kenyatta to be behind that ticket will really be used across the country, and someone will now start saying that Uhuru Kenyatta want to destabilize the government, want to take over power from William Ruto. But probably from what I'm seeing, Karua might emerge as a front runner to be the Mount Kenya candidate. The second question is a question of revamping the NARC Kenya party and to form part of the Mount Kenya equation. And this will be Rigathi's game plan. Rigathi is eyeing those other parties in Mount Kenya, the Jubilee and the NARC Kenya and the other interested political parties, even that one for Muturi, the Democratic Party, to form a one large coalition of Mount Kenya parties. Why do you think he needs that? Even if you don't rescue power, you don't get power from William Ruto in 2027, if you manage to get 100 MPs, then you cannot ignore that group. I want to give you a good example. William Ruto, there are 70 members of parliament from Mount Kenya. Over 70 members of parliament from Mount Kenya. But when William Ruto wanted to impeach Rigathi, he had to go for the 85 from ODM. Why? You don't do it. You had to bring it so that it looks like a national agenda. So one of the game's plan here is in 2027, if Rigathi Gachagua is not on ballot, yes, he manages to get 100 MPs in his new political party. That will already be a force to reckon with, and Ruto will not be able to ignore. So this discussion about isolating, it will not work if you're not going to take the center stand. So that could be part of it. You want to form a coalition of Mount Kenya parties. Then from that, you come up with one political party. Then from that one political party, you have the bargain layer. The other issue, there are serious negotiations. One of the things going on here, there are serious negotiations that could be beyond Rigathi and Karua. And all these meetings are part of creating the perception and clearly locking out William Ruto from Mount Kenya. Rigathi Gachagua already has Nyeri. You already have Embu. Rigathi has Nyandarua. Rigathi has Murang'a. And Rigathi has Kirinyaga. It is part of the wider plan. And it's very possible that the Mount Kenya is very clear that we have to get done with William Ruto. It will be interesting to see how that works out. And I would love to see if Ruto will attack Karua. What do you see, guys? What is the prospects of Rigathi Karua working together? Thank you.